The NBA has done nothing but change and evolve over the course of its life. Since the NBA has been born, it has just completely shifted as far as the skill set, the way it's played, the play style, the players, everything about it has changed and is going to continue to change. And what we're going to talk about today is what change is coming to the NBA right now. Right now, the NBA is in one of the most interesting stages it's ever been in. It is the most talented league the NBA has ever seen in its history. You have about 10 to 15 guys legitimately you can make a case that are top 5 NBA players. That is just the first time we've seen the talent pool be this wide open. The NBA is the most competitive it's been ever. You look at the top 5 teams in the league and they're all genuine finals contention teams. Just 10 seasons ago, you didn't see more than 2 teams who you thought were going to win the finals. Now you have about 7 teams you could genuinely argue that are finals teams. And the reason so is the skill set of the younger players has just grown to increase, and the overall skill and talent gap between NBA players has only gone smaller and smaller worldwide, meaning there's more NBA talent coming in. And the thing about the talent that is coming in and why it's so revolutionary is because of what the capabilities are. If you take a look at the newest rookies, let's take a look at what these guys' frames look like. Victor Wembanyama, the number 1 overall pick from this year's NBA draft, is a 7'4", 7'5" demigod who can dribble, shoot, and defend, as well as play the 1 through 5 damn near. Chet Holmgren, another prototype of this unicorn demigod quote-unquote player. A guy, he is 7'2" that plays defense, can dribble, and can shoot. Brandon Miller, a 6'9" player that can shoot. Amen Thompson, a 6'9" point guard that can do all of these sort of prototypical no limits to these players are coming in. This is the new wave of the NBA as these demigod players. We're no longer seeing guards that are 6'4" that only serve a specific purpose. We're not seeing role quote-unquote type players. We're seeing players that can do everything on the court. And eventually the NBA is going to become positionless basketball, because that is what we're getting away from, and that's what we're getting closer and closer to when we have these prototypical demigod type players that can do it all. Is it less becomes of position and more of formation based. Is okay, how can we space the floor for the most efficient shot every single time? And when that type of question comes, it's 5 out. Because when you have that much space, one-on-one is almost impossible to guard as it is now. Imagine what it's going to look like in 10, 15 years when we have not only 7 to 8 demigods, we have 20, 25 demigods. Because right now we just have, Durant, Giannis, Chet, Victor, you could say Luka, Jokic, kind of a 7-foot passer. Now he's not as athletic, but still kind of the same idea, right? All of these guys that are really taking over the NBA with the do-it-all, no lackluster in their game, is shifting the NBA as we speak. What is it going to be in 5 years? Why would you even have a player come on your team that can't do everything if that's what's available in the draft, if that's what available players are coming up with? We're going to see a league of no positions, and that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of driving and kicking. It's going to be a lot of shooting. It's going to, right now, the NBA is already at an all-time high in three-point shots attempted. Let's take a look back on what it was looking like in just the 2010s. In 2004, the average three-point shots attempted per game was just below 16 points. You jump about 7 years from then, it's 2012, you're sitting at just 23 threes attempted by a team a game. You jump forward from 2013 to 2023, and it's 35 three-pointers attempted a game by a team. That number has over doubled in just 20 seasons. Now imagine what's going to happen in 10 years when the exponential growth has already hit. In just a decade, we're seeing 15.3. In just a decade of time, we've already seen 15 more three-point attempts taken. Now, in the next 10 years, that number is only going to increase. The three-point shot is the best shot in the NBA now. It gives the most points. It's quickest. Teams right now can't really play defense one-on-one. It's almost impossible because players are too skilled. Defense is going to become less and less valuable, not because of the lack of defense, but because of how skilled players are going to become. Just as the game evolves, we're going to see more points being scored unless the defense can evolve with it. And we have seen an evolution in the defense. The 90s, you wasn't even allowed to play help defense. It was strictly one-on-one defense. And now the NBA has evolved into a rotation defense-heavy team. You rarely see the guy stick on his man that he was originally guarded at the start of the play. You see tons of fill the gaps, rotate, fill the gaps, and rotate. And that's what the NBA has come to because of, like I said, the heavy driving, kicking action you see in the NBA because of all these skilled players with the ball in their hands. So that is just going to continue. We're going to see a lot of, like I said, positionless basketball because of the amount of rotations that need to be made due to the skills of the offensive players. It's just impossible to guard one-on-one. But that's going to be it for today's video, man. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, peace.
Hop in that